This week on Carolina All Out.
Well, we're back at Montgomery Community College. This time, it's not a deer, it's a turkey. Ain't looking like much at this point, but you're starting to see how he's shaping up.
This week, it's back to the town of Troy in Montgomery County to meet up with friend and master taxidermist Andy Spear. Andy is the lead instructor for the taxidermy program at Montgomery Community College, where they have the only diploma taxidermy program in the country. You might remember from season 2 when Chris reaped this Allegheny County bird. And now he's bringing him to Andy to show him the process from start to finish.
How would you want this thing mounted?
Well, how about gobbling on a limb, some way or another? I'm open to your suggestions.
I've got a big screen over here. We'll go over and find you a picture.
Perfect. Let's take a look. Okay, look at this outfit. This is really cool here.
It is. This really helps my classroom a lot. Like here.
Oh, look at that.
There's one I blow up right here. So I can blow this thing up and move it anywhere I want to.
Oh yeah, you got that angry look to him, man.
Here's one, you know, the head's up a little more, tail's down. We can puff him up any way you want him.
Yeah, I like that. If we can make that happen, which I'm sure you can make just about anything
I'll make him look
happen.
the best I can.
Cool. All right, where do we go next?
We're gonna start skinning him.
Okay, you take me there and let's
Come right on over here, let's go. First thing we're gonna do, we're gonna cut the tail off of it and get it out of our way.
How about that?
All you want is the last 2 rows of your feathers on your turkey, your big one and your secondary too. We're just gonna cut a straight line right through here.
Now I'm finding out when you're working with a turkey, you don't think about this thing until you start taking them apart. You've got the fan, the legs, the hide, which is all the feathers attached. You've got the head. It's a lot to take apart just to put back together again.
This is what you got to have to mount a turkey. There's the whole cape, tail, head, and feet.
We've got a table full of turkey parts. The nasty work comes up next. Stay tuned for more Carolina All Out.
Carolina All Out is brought to you by the North Carolina Wildlife Resources Commission. Go hunt, go fish, go wild. Carolina Cooker Cast Iron Cookware, a tradition born in the South. XGO, those who know wear XGO. Montgomery Community College, educating since 1967. Browning, the best there is. New Sports Shop, we've got the gear. And by Farms and Land Realty, selling land is what we do. Don't go away, there's more Carolina All Out coming up.
Okay, GSO, Getting Started Outdoors, is a relatively new program. A GSO provides hands-on activities about tree stands, about shooting, about scouting, and it's relative to different species. And the difference between GSOs and many other hunting type programs is we have a specific audience in mind. Our audiences are individuals that have never hunted, have very minimal experience, but most importantly, they lack social support. So the GSO, in a sense, creates an indirect mentoring opportunities for these new hunters, teaching them all the things that, say, current hunter education is primarily about safety. So one of the things we also try to do is we try to have a wild game lunch rather than, say, domestic fare. That way there is a direct connection to the game that is being hunted and the food that we are eating. And so far with the workshop, it's been fantastic, and hoping to give these new GSO participants an experience that they won't forget.
Lead taxidermy instructor Andy Spear has disassembled Chris's bird, and now the dirty work begins.
Now we're gonna take this over here and we're gonna start fleshing on this bird and try to get him as clean as possible.
Okay. Last season we mounted a deer, and a deer hide was already tanned. This year we've got a turkey that is the whole thing. So we have to skin him out, and one of the processes that you have to do is you have to flesh him out. You have to get all the meat off of the skin. And so that is a real mess.
That's what you're looking for. All your squeals floating.
Quills are floating, so now what do we do next?
We're gonna take him over to the sink and we're gonna wash him.
All right. Turning it inside out now, huh?
We're gonna wash the feather side now.
Yeah, we wash the smelliest part of the bird.
Now I'll leave that, let that dome work.
Right.
Now we're gonna go back to your tape.
Always working.
Always working.
Kind of got me worried. What are we going to be able to fix this bird?
We're gonna make him look pretty good. We're gonna, like I said, we went over there and washed him, let him drip dry for 15, 20 minutes. Now we're gonna take a hair dryer and blow it. You don't want super hot heat, but you want a little bit of heat to it. If you get too hot, you curl the feathers on it. You can curl
Gotcha.
it. Pull it out right there, see what I'm saying? Yeah. Start right here and just start stacking your feathers. Come right here. Okay, now, we got to hook this turkey tail back to your turkey when we mount it.
Right.
So I took a 12-gauge wire and I bent it in half. So we're done, then I'm gonna test fit it. When I'll stick this in your turkey, I can go up, down, move it anywhere I want to.
Gotcha.
We're gonna take our tail and we're gonna pick it right up. You see how I set them quills down in that? Mm-hmm. And we gotta take this plastic right here, and then we're gonna push all that up in them quills right there. Every quill on that turkey tail is encased with Bondo. End result.
Great.
And we'll set this over to the side.
Yeah.
We'll get ready to mount your turkey.
Wow.
What do you think?
That looks real.
Mackenzie limb, they look pretty good right out of the box.
I mean, I can envision him sitting right on this thing, gobbling. Look at that.
When we're gonna put the rods in your turkey feet in a minute, set it up on the limb.
Right.
By being gobbling, we're gonna tilt him a little bit, get his beard down where we can really puff him up in the breast and puff him up in the tail.
That sounds good. Okay, so what are we gonna do?
We got to peel the skin back, so we're gonna put a 1/4-inch threaded rod in this. I like 1/4 inch because I don't want him rocking on the limb.
Right.
And then we're gonna set it up on your body. I bore extra holes right here. This is for the Bondo. We're gonna Bondo this leg on. See how these feet here are sort of skinny? You wait till I shoot them up, and they'll blow up and be nice and pretty right here. Okay, we got our feet taped up, shot up, everything level. We're at a stopping point right now. So our next step, we'll mount the bird.
Well, when we come back, you'll get to see what looks like a disaster turned into a work of art.
I'm Tyler Barnes from the Cedar Point location of New Sport Shop. I'm here to talk to y'all today about the multi-purpose style knives that we carry here in store, and also the right knife for the right job. You don't want to run yourself into a fish cleaning situation with the Spyderco everyday boat knife. You're going to be wanting to use more of the Dexter fillet knives. We also have a huge selection of them here, from your heavy bone style knives to your everyday fillets. Also, we carry a full selection of outdoor edge for your game preparation, everything from skinning down to deboning. Also, we have a full selection of Benchmade knives. These are more of the everyday carry knife, nice lightweight, even down to letter opening you can do with that. And also, we do have Leathermans in stock. The Leatherman knife, I need to say more about it. It is the perfect knife for the perfect purpose. And then we have the Spyderco boat knives. These were made for cutting rope, tactical situations. You can also everyday carry it. If you're someone that's in the industry of cutting ropes, cutting cables, come on down to the Cedar Point location or at our store in Kinston, North Carolina. We'll be glad to help you with any knife that you need for any purpose. We are always here to help.
Well, we're back with Andy, and what still looks like a disaster to me, and Andy assures me this thing is going to be perfect whenever we finish this up. But what we're getting ready to do, Andy, tell us now what the next step in this process is.
After we wash this turkey here, I let him hang up here and let some of the water drip out of him. I use acetone. You can use gasoline, white gas, whatever you use. Acetone, this works good for me. It dries it quick. It helps push the water away from the bird. And if there's any grease on it, which there shouldn't be if you washed it good, it helps deteriorate that around there.
So now this just drip dries.
And we're gonna let it drip dry about 10 or 15 minutes. We're gonna go over here and work on your turkey a little bit, and then we're gonna come back and blow dry this. This body here has got wing pockets in it. So we're gonna bore a hole right here. I bore a 3/4 inch paddle bit hole. So when I bend your wire for your wing, I'm gonna insert that wire in that, and when that Bondo hardens, the wing's not gonna move, and that way I can fix it anywhere I wanna.
Gotcha.
You go a little bit of an angle where you won't come out the front.
Man, it looks just like you just put it in a jig or something. It looks so perfect.
It's not hard. Taxidermy is not hard. Now we gotta attach your head.
So this is a freeze-dried head of
Yes,
a
sir.
real bird.
Yes, sir.
A real wild turkey. It's really cool though. I'm just looking at this. It's just frozen in time right here. That snoot is just out there swinging whenever he gobbles. I can envision him right now. Cool morning air.
Close right there.
I can say that this ain't looking like much at this point, but you're starting to see how he's shaping up.
So we got your turkey ready to mount.
Okay.
But we're gonna do the long boring part now, which is the blow drying.
To me, there's nothing uglier than a wet bird, and that's exactly what we had. All those feathers clumped together, seeing bare skin. It was awful. Couldn't stand it. But it is amazing to see Andy, knowing what he knows, brought that bird back to its original shape and form.
At this stage right here, this is pretty much blow dried. This is enough for us to get to the next step. We're gonna go over here and wire the wings, and then we're gonna start sewing it up. I use a 12 gauge wire for my wings. You don't want it too strong because you want to be able to bend it, and you don't want it too weak where your wings just flop. So 12 gauge works real good for me. Extra tape on that joint, that's what's gonna hold your pins.
Right.
Now these two holes right here, that's what we're gonna Bondo in. Now I'm just gonna fill these holes up with Bondo. You wanna make sure they're full. So we're gonna insert the neck in here. Get it just pulled out right here. Pull the breast right over. And what you gotta do now is you gotta take that wire right there and you gotta stick it up in that hole. Make sure that wing, both of them pushed all the way forward. So now while we're letting that harden, go around these legs right here. Any little excess on them, we got to fix it.
Andy mounts a lot of turkeys in a year's time, and so you learn to be very efficient whenever you're doing a turkey. And so when one thing is drying, Andy's got something else going on over here.
He's starting to look like a turkey now.
Yes, he is. Look at that.
And what we're gonna do now is we're gonna put him on the limb where we can work on him. So you can't work on him on this table. Let's set it on here.
Look at that. Wow.
Do that right there.
Wow, that looks like it was made for it, doesn't it?
See how nice and pretty that side looks right there? I'm gonna pull this down, bend it back.
Oh, that's pretty. Okay, so it's silicone?
It's time we're gonna put silicone in here now.
There's a lot of detail to a turkey, and you don't realize it until you start working with one. Then you see all the pieces and parts that have to come together, and it really is the difference between a great turkey and a not so great turkey. And Andy has been doing this for so long, he can do it effortlessly.
Don't go away, this bird will be back to his original state of beauty coming up. Carolina All Out is brought to you by the North Carolina Wildlife Resources Commission. Go hunt, go fish, go wild. Carolina Cooker Cast Iron Cookware, a tradition born in the South. XGO, those who know wear XGO. Montgomery Community College, educating since 1967. AgriSupply, since 1962. And by Browning Trail Cameras, faster, smaller, better. Don't go away, there's more Carolina All Out coming up.
Welcome back to Appetite for the Outdoors, brought to you by Carolina Cooker. Today, we're gonna do something nice and sweet to finish off the day. We're gonna do a peach cobbler over the campfire. We're gonna use a 4-quart Carolina Cooker Dutch oven, and everything kind of goes into the pot, cover with some more coals, and wait for it to be done. First thing you wanna do is melt a full stick of butter, unsalted, in your Dutch oven. While that's melting, we're gonna mix our peaches with our sugar. And then we've got a cup of Biscuit style mix and 1 cup of just regular whole milk. Mix these guys together. Make sure everything's good and mixed up and nice and smooth. So now that the butter is all melted, the first thing you want to put in is the batter, kind of right in the middle. Careful not to burn yourself. And we're going to go right in with the peaches and sugar mix. And then we're going to go on with our top. It's going to take about 15 to 20 minutes for this to kind of brown up. You can check it about that point. We're going to put some more coals on here. We're going to let it cook. All right, let's go ahead and check this. Oh, that's perfect. As you can see, it's a really easy dish to prepare. You can do it over the campfire, or you can do it in the kitchen. As always, it's great to take wild game in the field, but it's even better to incorporate it into a dish.
Chris and Andy are at Montgomery Community College working on a bird that Chris killed in season 2 in Allegheny County.
Now, didn't you say you wanted this tail canted?
Yeah, I think so. I think it'd be kind of cool to have it.
You said something about like that right there?
Yeah. A little asymmetrical makes them kind of cool looking, you know?
When this bird was coming down the hill, his tail fan was turning one way or the other, his head was to one side or the other. He's not symmetrical. And that's what I love about taxidermy. You don't have to make everything cookie cutter. You can make them unique.
Okay, Andy, we are in the paint room A lot of people might not understand that a turkey's got several different colors.
Well, a turkey can be, he's red, white, and blue. It's what color red, white, and blue do you want to paint it?
I got you.
Okay, we're gonna start painting here. It looks pretty good. Let's go stick it on your bird and see what it looks like.
All right, let's go do it. Wow. Andy, you've made a believer out of me once again. Thank you so much,
Thank
man.
you. You're welcome.
I am excited about putting this thing up in my office for everybody to see. The bird means so much to me because of the way we took him, and the fact that you mounted him makes it even better. And we did it all right here at Montgomery Community College. It's awesome. Well, here he is, sitting in the office in his final resting place here at Carolina All Out. He's just above my desk while I'm editing or doing office work. I can look up and be reminded he fits so well in with the rest of the stuff that we have here in the office. And he's kind of pointed toward the door where he greets someone as they come in, and if they want to ask me about him, I'll be glad to tell them the story about how I took this bird.
It's a lot of stuff to take apart just to put back together again. Take apart just to put the back. All right, here we go. All right, now we're gonna get this one right here.
One thing great about him, he messed up completely on that one.
Blooper.
Yep, that's a blooper. Awesome.
Daisy.